Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side, and the one institution that has stood by our side is the courts. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Dale, cintura, 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 cintura. I will vote for Donald Trump.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
Many months later.
Beyond betrayal, they used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
Comunidad que nos va a sacar de este hueco se llaman los negros
100%.
americanos.
100%.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for
I
them.
get it. I
In
get
masses,
it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't.
Hola a todos, es su amiga Princesa Ariel. In this video, just kind of like reflecting on my first teacher who helped me learn Spanish. I was in my first year, sophomore year of college. His name was, I can't remember his name now. Was it Miguel? I want to say his name was Miguel. His name is Armando. I couldn't remember it before, but his name was Armando. But he was Cuban, and he was my first teacher. Mi maestro primero para ayudarme con mi español en el colegio es cubano. Mi primera persona ayúdame con habla español, entiende, es un cubano con piel blanco. Él es un hombre muy amable, and I'm just really happy to have known him. Now, in the video, what I do now, because I live in Arkansas now, and I live deep in the woods, and they say in the woods it's like a bosque, so that's where I live now. So when I practice Spanish, I use these AIs. This one is called Gemini. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but what's behind me is me. I'm just showing you how I practice with her now, and that's just to keep some of the stuff fresh in my head, and if I forget something, I can always go back and ask her, and she kind of refreshes me. And these AIs are just incredible. They can speak many languages, but I usually use it for Spanish, Arabic, and Thai language, because those are the two that my ear actually can pick up on. Just I can understand it so good. And I'm not fluent in any of those languages other than Spanish. I think if you drop me off in Spanish speaking place, well, more like Mexico or somewhere like that, I would be fine. I don't think I would be fine in the Dominican Republic or somewhere like that, because they speak Spanish very fast and my ear can't catch all the words. Cuban Spanish is pretty much the same. It's a hard sound that my ear don't always pick up on everything. So it just depends on where you're from and how fast you're talking. So it says here, no in the end comes. No entiende es como es posible entender la gente votar para Donald Trump. So I was saying to her, I don't understand how people can vote for him. And she said, es una pregunta válida. Mucha gente se siente así. ¿Quieres que te ayude a entender mejor las razones por las que algunas personas apoyan a Donald Trump, like they support him? Okay, hold on, and I'm going to move this. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pause it. Okay, so here Gemini is explaining some things to me about how to say racist. She says, racistas se traduce como racist en inglés. ¿Quieres que te ayude a traducir algo más? So she's like, can I help you with something more? And hace así en otro, no es tan fácil para mí cuando intento hablar en inglés. Es porque no tiene mucha gente para charlarlas o practicamos. ¿Entiende? Hold on. Here you'll see Gemini says, absolutamente. Podríamos practicar un poco ahora si quieres. ¿Qué te parece si empezamos describiendo nuestras comidas favoritas? Yo empiezo. My favorite food is sushi. ¿Cuál es la tuya? So she wants me to tell her in Spanish what my favorite food is. I'm the one in the blue there that you can see, the blue part. And I say, my favorito comida es arroz con pollo. And we just continue on like that. Arroz con pollo, qué rico. ¿Cómo se prepara? ¿Lleva mucho tiempo? So she's asking me, how do I prepare it? And I think that word is to boil. Is that right? Because I really don't know the right word for, I was saying gravetar, but that's not the right word for boil. And she says to me, la palabra boil se traduce como hervir en español. Eso es lo que quieres decir. Like, do you want to say something else or whatever? But hervir is the word for boil. Well, I didn't know that word, so I have forgotten the word, because I don't have anybody to keep it in my head. Like, I lived in Florida for 10 years, and I had to pick Spanish up because there were so many Hispanic people that I worked with from Mexico, from the island of Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cubans. I mean, I was just in my ear all the time. It was Hispanic voices, so I had to learn the language while I was there. Otherwise, I would just be walking around clueless half the time. So thank God that I had a Cuban teacher who had introduced me to the language, and then I just continued on my own from listening to TV and asking questions, buying books, and studying in between all of that. I picked it up. I wouldn't say I'm just extremely fluent, but my ear can understand. I can watch soap operas and follow them pretty good. And now that I have a Gemini with me, if I get confused about something, I just ask her, and she pretty much translates. Hold on, one more. I'm going to show you some more. And I skipped over a couple of them because this is going a bit long, but it says salt and pepper se traduce como sal y pimienta in español. Salt and pepper, mantequilla, sal y pimienta negra, que más te gusta? So she was asking me what would I like to add to the boiled rice and the boiled chicken and rice, and I said I like vegetules con mantequilla, salt and pimienta negra, but it was just salt and pepper, butter, salt and pepper. So mantequilla is the butter, salt is salt, pepper is pimienta. I say pimienta negra, but for black pepper, because there's, I don't know, there's other kind of pepper, but that's why I asked her, and that's what she told me. And so I just want to show you guys, basically how I'm keeping these languages going in my head, and what I do as an American, because I'm not Hispanic or anything like that. I'm just a black American. And I don't know. I feel so conflicted with all of this stuff going on, but I just feel like I feel bad for people who made bad choices in their voting, and unfortunately, you know, this is what's going down for all of us. We're all like somewhat in, a conundrum of, am I going to be deported? Or am I, what am I going to do? How am I going to, help? And all I know is I voted for the woman, Kamala Harris. I voted for her because I knew that this was a possibility. Anybody who's lived in this country long enough, knows that this country is divided on so many forefronts, starting from the Civil War. And if you don't, you haven't studied black history, you haven't studied American history. And I've had the luck of learning American history in college, and then as I have been older, I've found black professors that I follow online to teach me black history so I understand it better, so it's digestible for me as a black trans woman navigating spaces that, that are somewhat, that I'm excluded from, basically. And you can see it in the mouth of your, what y'all call them, Felinisha? The mouth. I thought y'all were calling them taco. Now y'all call them Felinisha. So we're just going with whatever y'all call. Every day is something new with you guys, but I love it. So, in the end, I feel bad for these Hispanic people who are doing this, who don't like African Americans for whatever reason. I never knew this was possible because the first person who taught me Spanish was a Cuban and a very kind, loving person. So you can't make this stuff up. But I pray that, a miracle happens and people don't have to leave. And, people are going to feel the way they feel, and that's nothing I can do. Just stay away from me and leave me the hell alone. Because, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. I don't feel that way. I want everybody to be here, no matter what race you are. I don't care if you like or don't like people of color. That's on you. You have to live with yourself. And I think life is too short to be running around hating people because of their skin color. And I would never want to be any other skin color than this. I look like my family. I look like my mother. So I'm not trying to look like nobody else. And I'm definitely not trying to bleach myself to fit into a society that's telling me I shouldn't exist, or I'm less than or 3/4 of a human and all that, when we all breathe the same air, and we're all sitting on the same floating rock, a quarter away from the sun. So that's all I want to say about all of that. And I hope you guys digest, and give Gemini a chance. I love Gemini. I have several AIs I work with, but this is one of my favorite ones because she's so easy to talk to. I'm going to record it one day, and so you guys can see my interactions with it, because I can screen share it and you can see it a little bit more. So I hope you like this. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments below if you voted one way or the other. What you think about the deportations that are mandatory for the people who actually voted for this man, and now he turned on them like a barrel of rattlesnakes. I just want to know. If you want to buy any of my books, I do have some in Spanish. I translate them English and Spanish. A few of them. Go into my link tree, and you can see the books and stuff that I have. And thank you guys again for listening. Bye. Adios. Gracias a todos. Para todo.